Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you are returning. My name is Hannah. This is a channel about cross stitch. It's been 2 weeks. I have a lot to talk about, a lot to show. There's a lot happening. My life is crazy. I am making a video this week, as we can see. Last week was a little insane. It's still a little insane, but it's a little bit better than it was last week. Like I mentioned in my community tab, getting a donkey. That story will come at the end. So anyway, yeah, let's get into it. Let's just not even do a very quick intro. We're just gonna, we are doing a really quick intro to get to the good stuff, because I have got a lot of stuff. I forgot to take the wrapping off of some of my haul, so it's gonna be a little loud, but okay. I've got a lot of projects to show you. So let's start at the beginning. I don't know if these are in any order or anything, but this was the last thing I think I showed in my last video. So I did do a little tiny bit more on this, really not much. I just finished the page. So what you saw last time is pretty much the same, but I am just going to show it just because I did do a little bit more. So this is Inspiration. It is by Rosewood Manor. And let me get out the paper thingy. And here is where it is currently. So as we can see, I think this is 3 pages done. Now when I say page, I showed last time, a page is kind of small. It's kind of a small, like they didn't take it all the way to the edge because they have the numbers for the floss numbers on every single page, so you don't have to go back and look every time, which I appreciate. Makes it a little easier. I don't need to go look at the first page every time. I have a hair somewhere. Anyway, so that's what we're looking like. So yeah, I finished all of the back stitch. I think I still just had back stitch left to do, some of the back stitch left to do last time I showed it, so I finished that on that page. And this thing right here, this guy right here, is the halfway point. So I'm a little past the halfway point of the top. This is Gilded. It is a 36 count linen by Mystic Fabrics. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful yellow. The modeling is really cool. It gets a little bit more mottled down at the bottom than at the top. It's a little darker at the top than it is at the bottom. Just a really cool piece of linen. Okay, and then here is the comparison photo. Oop. As I put this away, really terribly folded. Okay, this goes there, this goes there. Sorry, I have to zipper everything, guys, because if I don't, I'll forget that I didn't zipper it, and that's that. Okay, the next thing is my January Gnome. This is a sal that I'm doing with a few people. Carla from Craft Addict K is the one that really comes to mind. She is doing June, and I'm doing July. I'm doing January, because that's my birthday, and her birthday is in June, so, as we all know, we all just celebrated it. And this is by Cross Stitch for Everyone on Etsy. This was a sale that they were doing last year, and I'm not sure where you can buy these, or if you can buy these anymore. I don't know. I'm sorry. But there are 12 of them, and they're really small. I mean, I say really small. They're really small size-wise, but they're a lot of stitches. They're 10,000-ish stitches, which is not a lot. If I just worked on it by itself, I could get it done in a month. But because I'm not doing that, it's taken me a while. But, we'll see if I get it done by the end of this year. We will see. I showed what it will look like, and here's what it is looking like now. So, it's so cute. The fabric is a kind of gray color. It is called, what is it called? Winter Wishes. It is a 28 count Lugana, I think. Yeah, 28 count Lugana. And I have so much of this left over for other things because he's so tiny. I say like I have so much of it left over and I'm not even done with him, but he is not going to take up, he's probably going to go up to maybe like there. Like he's really small. His hat is the tallest part of him. But yeah, he's so cute. I've got a lot of the beard done. The next chunk is just going to be mainly beard because I've done all of his body, basically. And then I've got to get to his little nose, which I'm so excited about. But yeah, I'm stitching this one row snake method. Yeah. And here is the comparison photo. Oh, and the fabric was by Fabrics by Stephanie. Okay, next. I don't know what this is. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, next is kind of a boring one. It's only boring just because there's nothing really happening yet. It's not as boring as Magic Book, but, you know, we get there. I don't think I worked on that this cycle, so I forgot I had done any full coverage. It's been a minute since these were all not, these would have been shown last video, so I didn't do them this week, I did them last week. But this is Honeymoon, I'm sorry I keep doing that, I feel like I have something in my throat. This is Honeymoon Sunset. This is a chart by the Cross Stitch Studio. The artist is somebody. Hold on one second. Let me find it for you. It's down in the description, but Abraham Hunter is the artist. And you saw what it will look like. Here is where it is now, and I've started doing something a little bit weird. Not that I'm fully gridding, but I have started kind of gridding a little bit. I'm using a fabric pencil, so it should wash out, but so far I've done dark enough stitches that you can't see the pencil underneath, so it really doesn't matter. But yeah, I've started doing that just because I like to be able to park really far away from the stitches, and like for example this one is parked really far away from any of the stitches that are actually happening, so there's no landmarks there. So I've started gridding, kind of making little X's where the grid lines cross so I can park. It's mainly for my parking. I don't need it for the stitching portion because I only stitch when there's a stitch above it, so it's mainly for parking. But this is the sky. This is where we're at. I got a lot done so far, but like I said, there's not really much to look at yet because it's all just sky. I'm hoping here soon there will be some birds show up somewhere. I know there's a couple seagulls. So we'll see. But yeah, that is that. And here's the comparison photo. Man, I'm on a roll with remembering to say here's the comparison photo. It's always the last one that I forget, mostly. The last project before, like when I'm putting it all away, I'm so excited to be done showing everything that I forget to say, here's the comparison photo. Okay, this, if I could open it, I might not be showing. This is my wedding photo. So this is a photo that was taken on our wedding day, and I converted it to a chart on Pixel Stitch. I couldn't remember. One of the two charting softwares that I've used. Free. They're free online. You can buy them a coffee if you so desire, but it's not mandatory. And then hopefully you saw what it will look like. And whew, my dog is stinky up here. Here is where it is now. So I think I got like 1,000 stitches done or so, because I'm usually doing about 10 hours or 1,000 stitches. depending on the project. So I just did more up here. I'm almost, oh, I remember. So, okay, y'all can't tell yet, but this right here is the top of my husband's head. Haha! We've gotten to his head. It's really hard to tell. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell if I didn't tell you. You would not necessarily know that that's the top of his head, but you can see it now that I've said something, right? And so I'm almost done with this portion, and then once this portion is like down to here, once I've got a straight line, I should say, I'm going to start here until this connects with this, and then I'll start back at the top and connect, and then I'll connect. So hopefully that makes sense. It'll make more sense when I get there, but I just have to get there. So this won't be pulled out for a little bit of time because it's been pulled out on my wheel and I have a non-repeating wheel system going on. So it'll be a minute until you see this again, but it's looking so good. I'm really hoping that my husband's face / head looks decent. Mine looks pretty decent, so I'm hoping that his looks pretty decent. But every diagonal that I get to is one diagonal closer to my bouquet, which is what I'm really excited about. And then here's the comparison photo. Yeah, that bouquet it was so heavy. It was like the heaviest. I had to stand there holding it with one hand for a little while, and like my arm was shaking. I was like, I can't do this. I finally just looked at my best friend. She was my maid of honor. I was like, I need you to take this. Like, I needed her to just take it from me because I could not hold it. She did take it. She took it from me, and she was like, this is so heavy. I was like, I know, I'm standing here. I've been standing here for 10 minutes holding it with one hand. Wait. Their bouquets were a lot smaller, so a little bit easier. It was like have to just be like, trade with me. Okay, the next one is, I'm going to show you just the part that I'm doing, but it is the Spooky Hollow series by the Little Stitch Girl. And the part I'm doing right now is the bed and breakfast, but I'm doing them all together inside of the free frame that she has on her website. So it's not going to be singular like that. You've seen it before if you've seen my videos. I've shown a little bit, but I got quite a bit done. So this is where we are now. I think last time, I don't remember exactly, but I think that we had just had like some of this done. I think I did all of this. I did the little mummy. He's so cute. He is so cute. And then I finished the cobblestones, and then I did the door. So we have a doorway to nothing right now. It's just a door. It's, you know, it goes everywhere. It's a portal. But yeah, this is so fun. This is a 40 count, I think. Let me pull the thing. I think this is a 40 count linen by xJude. Yeah, it's 40 count by xJudesigns. It's the colorway Blue Steel. And I'm doing all the called for colors with one strand because it's 40 count. So 1 strand, 2/1. No, 1/2. Yeah, 1/2. Yeah, so fun. This will be a big piece. There's 12 buildings, which are super fun. I think I'm just going to do called for colors for all of them, but I'm only worried about the first one because I'm nowhere near finishing the first one. So yeah, I'll show that one later. I'll show that one in a minute because it's part of haul too. It's not a new start, it's just part of the thing is haul. Okay, this is, oh, I think I showed it, but my comparison photo. So there should be a comparison photo. If I didn't already put it up, I'm going to let myself ramble for like 2 seconds so that I can show a comparison photo here. Which I think I've given myself enough time. Okay, so the next project is my Sunday stitch, and I work on this on Sundays, and it is part of the Cottage Garden Samplings A Year in the Woods series, and I am on the Jackrabbit. So fun. And I have a stitching group that meets up on the last Sunday of the month, and I take this with me. And that's basically all I got done last Sunday. Not this past Sunday, the Sunday before. I really only stitched for those like 2.5, 3 hours when I was there. I didn't have that much time. And then this past Sunday, I did a little bit more. Like, I'd say I'm still farther behind than I wanted to be. I wanted to get it done this, like, not in June, but like maybe halfway through July, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. But here's where we are. Sorry about the wrinkles, the hoop marks. It's happened on every project, unless it's the 40 count linen. That doesn't really hold a wrinkle at all. But this is where we're at. So I think last time I showed you, I had a lot of his head done. His ear was completely done, and I think I had all of this gray done, and most, if not all, of the diamonds done. So on last Sunday, all I got done was the tail. Like this white bit and the tail. That's all I got done on the Saturday when I went to my stitching group. And then this past Sunday, I did the foot, and I did all of the white and this other gray and orange that's going on here. And then I did the white that's in his face. And now I'm working on bringing the white down. His chest, and then on his legs. I mean, on his other, like, leg area. And then eventually I'll get up to his other ear, because he does have 2 ears. Yeah, I might even do that next after I get this white done. I might just go up and do his whole ear. But we'll see. So that's where that's at. This is 32 count Jennifer by Grace Knits Fabrics. It is a linen. And they did a really good job. I, like, oogled. I couldn't say enough in my last video, because the color match is, like, so good. I mean, for the photo. I don't know what it is in real life, but the color match from just the photo is so good. And it's a really great color for this project. And it is in my beautiful Black Cat xStitchery bag. I'm using all the called for colors, and yeah, super fun. Okay, next. The next thing is not my last thing, it's almost my last thing, but this, comparison photo. There's a comparison photo for, I was so good at the beginning. And then I just forgot. For the Jackrabbit is there. Okay. The next one is Springquakers. Hi, hello. There's another Rosewood Manor. I have a lot of them. Next year I'll have even more, which I will hopefully here in the next 1 to 2 weeks be getting up a WIP parade and a kit parade, because I'm running out of time here. But this is Springquakers. This is obviously Rosewood Manor chart. I'm using the called for Valdanis, but I am not using the called for fabric. I rarely use the called for fabric because either it's hard to find or I just don't feel like it. Okay. And here, this is still currently being worked on. I have maybe like another hour-ish that I'd like to work on this, maybe a little less. But here's where we are. Yesterday, I finally got this big motif done. So everything else since you saw it last has been done. This is all done. This is all done before. I had some of this motif done. I think I had like this part done, maybe even like some of these parts, I don't remember. But I got it completely finished. So let me fold this side over a little bit. So yeah, so that's where we're at with this one. This is a 32 count, all the things, linen, the colorways, all the things, and it's by Mystic Fabrics. Are we seeing a theme? All of the full coverage today, I think, was all 28 count. Yeah. So if I didn't say the fabric, it's just white 28 count. Even weave, Lugana mostly. But yeah, this is where we're at with this one. It's so pretty. Very tedious because it's just color change after color change after color change. I'm going to show the back of this one because it's pretty clean, actually. But because of all of the color changes and stuff, like, I can't carry very much because all of the colors are so far away from each other. So, yeah. Super fun. Love this fabric, too. It's like a kind of greenish, brownish, very, like, springy kind of color. Like, the greenish kind of... The Jackrabbit is definitely a darker green, but it's greenish. Here is the comparison photo. And I'd say, like, it's pretty close to the... it's maybe a little less green than the cover photo fabric. I think I've given myself enough time, but, like, this is a little bit greener. It's going to be hard to tell on the camera, but it's a little greener in the picture, but I think I did a pretty good job kind of matching it. Occasionally I like to get colors or fabric colors that look almost the same as the fabric in the photo, and then you have things like my inspiration that I don't want anything close, like the color is so not even close, but it's fine. Okay, the last project I have is a new start that I was allowed to do because it took my cryptid, the place of my cryptid sal that I finished. And I got a new bag. I got a new project bag because I could. It's the end of June. Even though I don't have a WIP Go, I'm counting myself as having a WIP Go. Because I've worked on enough projects that, like, it could be a WIP Go. So I got myself a new bag. It is a little bit on the, like, horror themed side, so if you're not into that, maybe you don't want to watch this bit. But just fair warning, it is on the horror themed side, so if that's not your thing, I just look away for a little while and I'll let you know when to look back. But here's the bag. Oh, yes. Look at it. If you're looking, look at it. It is so cute. I mean, like, it's horror themed, but it's like, I don't know. He's so cute. It's like a chibi. He kind of looks like a little chibi, doesn't he? Kind of. Like, he's kind of in that, like, illustration-y kind of chibi look. And then I'll show you the inside. I'm going to take the project out. The inside says, "You'll float too." Now you know. If you're not looking, it is an it-themed bag. So we have little chibi Pennywises. But yeah, this is... I love the books. The book. I don't know if there's more than one, but I've only read one. And then the movies are good. They're not scary enough for me, but the movies are good. The first one is the best, in my opinion. But yeah, oh my gosh. And then I got a little that came with it. It's a little, like, floss caddy. I don't know what these are actually called, but yeah, same fabric. So good. And inside of it, again, if you're... This is a little bit on the adult side. So if you have children, maybe they shouldn't look. This is kind of R-rated. A little bit R-rated. So I don't have a cover photo for you because it's a mystery stitch along, so we're not sure what it's going to look like. I mean, I kind of know, like, the what it's going to look like bit because it's going to look very similar to the last, for the cryptid sal, but we don't have, like, what each piece is going to be. So, like I said, if you are with children, maybe they shouldn't look, and if you don't want to see any adult-themed content, I would say don't look. But here's this. This is the Supernatural cell. And the reason I say it's kind of adult-themed is because we have Mrs. Siren here with no top on. She is topless. Granted, she doesn't have any nips, so I don't know. Maybe there's a deformation going on there. But, I mean, she's beautiful. She's a beautiful siren. Minus the, like, skull face. That's so creepy. But it's so good. So this is 40 count Ojan by Grace Notes Fabrics. Kind of. It's a mistake Ojan. Which Ojan is already kind of a mistake. But Ojan isn't exactly this color, but it's close. For real. But yeah, so that's what I did on Friday. This was what came out on Friday, and I got it done. We were watching Stranger Things. I thought, perfect. Stranger Things and Siren. Supernatural, obviously. I should have been watching Supernatural, honestly, but no. But yeah, so I finished her, and then the next one, I think, comes out this Friday. I think so, because I think it's the last Friday of the month that we have off from getting anything. I think the schedule is basically the same as the Cryptid Sal. I think. But I'll know when I get the email. So I don't have a comparison photo for this one because this is new. So it'll be basically the same size as the Cryptid Sal, so it took the space of the Cryptid Sal in my New Starts album. Ugh, yeah. So I love that bag. She does a great job. If you're interested, I have a link down in the description. I believe I still have the discount code. It still works, but don't quote me on that. I don't know. But if you're interested, there is a possible discount code in the description. And she's got great bags. So, I do have some haul that I'm going to show you. But I forgot to show this in my last video. We got this cute floss holder from Carla's sister / Carla. I think it was Carla's sister that gave us these. And I forgot to mention 2 people in my last video that I met in real life at StitchCon. And one was Cindy, who was sitting at the table with Carla and all of them. And I just, like, totally blanked out. And then I also forgot to mention Zamia, who came or was staying in the same room as Bobby, but I met her in real life, and we've talked, like, on the computer. Can I just do this more? We've talked a bunch. She watches my videos, I think, but she follows me on Instagram. Like, we've talked. We have had conversations. You know, whatever. So we got to meet in real life. It was really awkward. But, you know, it was just funny. She was just like, you know, it's like, is it weird when you meet people in real life that you've, like, talked to? I was like, I mean, a little bit. Because you don't know what to talk about. And it's like, we could just talk about cross stitch. So we just, like, walked around the brag table and, like, chatted a little bit. But anyway, yeah. So those 2 people I forgot to mention. I probably forgot other people, but, like, right after I finished filming, I was like, oh my gosh. I knew I was going to forget people. And those were the 2 people that I remembered that I forgot. So, sorry, Cindy. Sorry, Zamia. Zamia. You know, I can't say your name correctly to save my life. But anyway, this is super cute, and I forgot to show it. Because it was in one of my bags. And it, like, came out. So, okay. This is also something I forgot to show that is not... I bought it at StitchCon because she had it. It wasn't really for sale, but I bought it anyway. I kind of made her. So this is from Corinne and Colleen, Grace Notes Fabrics. It is kind of hard to tell, But it is, I don't know what the base color is. I think the base color is, I don't remember. Is it Paris? Might be Paris. But she added in like a peach color, and she's trying different techniques. And it's really hard to tell on the camera, but in real life it's a lot easier to see the peach colors. And it made it very kind of purpley, which, like, the actual fabric, probably before the peach color was added, was much more gray, because Paris is much more gray, if I'm correct in that it was Paris. But because of adding that peach color, the purple, like, it really became kind of purpley, which is so cool. But there's still, like, splotches of, like, that peach kind of color. So cool. There's no name, because it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist on the website. So, sorry. But this is a technique that they're going to maybe be trying. Oh, my dog. Jax. Shush. Wheeshed. Am I going to have to cut that out? Stop. Stop. Lay down. Lay down. Then I also got a bunch of fabrics of the month. Can you maybe lay down? Lay down. So these are all my... Stop! Lay down! Okay. I hope I cut all of that out. So I have all of my fabrics of the month came for June, basically all at the same time. I have 3 now. 3 different dyers. So 5 pieces of fabric. So for my Grace Notes fabrics, I get a color and I get the neutral, and the color I get in a Lugana, 28 count Lugana, and the neutral I get in a 32 count linen. So the color, everybody should have gotten theirs already, so shouldn't be worried about anything. But the color this month is called Signando, and it is a kind of pink. It is pink, but it's kind of like a not pure pink. I don't know how to explain this color, but it is beautiful, and it's not showing up the correct color on the screen. Of course it's not. It's not that blue. I don't know why my screen, like, is always showing more blue than, like, it's like more like that, but it's not, still quite not like that. I don't know. It's not going to show up really very well, but it's kind of a, I don't know. Corinne used a better, like, color word than I am going to, but, like, it's not quite purple. It's not quite pink. It's not, it's like right there in the middle. And there's kind of like purpley hues to it. I don't know. It's really cool. It's a really cool color, and you are not going to be able to see it. And then the neutral of the month, she's sending me more because I pay for a fat half, and they accidentally only sent me a fat quarter. So she's sending me a 28 count, another fat quarter in 28 count, because that's what she had, and I was like, I'm okay with that. And this is rare, but she did have help this month because, you know, the big C got them. So her help kind of made a mistake on my order, but that's okay. I really don't mind. I'm always going to be able to get more, and it's okay, and it's not a big deal. It's fabric. Like, what are we going to do? This is called Sparkling Grape. It is more purple than you're seeing. You're seeing a lot of gray. It's not quite that gray. It is a gray purple, but, like, it's a nice kind of muted purple, but it's not showing up. It's not going to. I'm not going to be able to. But it's a beautiful color, and I really, really love it, and I'm happy to get whatever they managed to send me. And that'll come in my next fabric of the month, because I don't need it yesterday, so. Okay, and then my new fabric that I get is from Fiberlicious, and I get a 46 count linen. And the color this month, now you do see these ahead of time in the Facebook group if you're part of the Facebook group. So the color this month is called Mermaid Mules, and I get a fat quarter. And it is a very pretty, like, turquoisey blue. It does have some greenish hues in there, for sure, but it's not going to show up very well on the screen. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get the green in there. But there are some greenish hues. Very much more blue than green, but there are some green like hues in here. Visible more in some lights than others. So, very pretty. This is my first, I don't think it's my first 46 count, but it is my, like, it is the smallest count fabric club that I'm part of. I like 32 count is my go-to, but that wasn't open, so I'm trying the 46. I might end up deciding to go down to maybe a 40 count, but we'll see. I think I can see the holes, so I don't know. Okay, I forgot to open my Be Stitch Me, so please excuse the crinkly. I like to take them out of the bag to show you because you don't get the full picture. I don't think I've even taken these out of the bag yet, so these are kind of new to me too. So this one is beautiful. It's totally my color. This is why. Can you just for like 2 seconds? It's beautiful. Yeah, this is so my color. I love that the edges are kind of more of an orangey, and then the middle is definitely like yellow. It's called My Sunshine. This is a me fabric for sure. It's 32 count linen. This is the color of the month for June. And I'm not gonna put that in the bag. And then I'm sorry. I know the crinkly. I'm so sorry. Trying to make this farther away from the camera so it's not so loud. Okay, then the neutral of the month is called Willow. And this is not going to show up correctly. It is a greenish kind of, I wanted to say there was a little bit of like gray or purple in here, but I'm not sure I'm correct on that. Some lights it looks like there could be some purpley gray, but I think it's mostly just like a greenish color. Would be really nice. Would have been a really nice color to do the Springquakers on, but I'm already doing them, and I like the fabric it's on. But this is also really, really kind of like in that same vein. Kind of a greenish, good springtime kind of color. Where the My Sunshine is definitely a summer color. And this is also 32 count. So, yeah. That is everything, I think, that I have to show you. This was not too long, 40 minutes, that's not so bad. So I'm going to talk real quick about non-stitching stuff, so if you're not interested, thanks for coming, talk to you later. If you are interested, let's break down the whole donkey situation. So, I put in my community tab last week that there would be no video because we're getting a donkey. So we have not got the donkey yet, but last week I did get a donkey. I had to pick up a donkey. So the 2 horses that my horse lives with were going away for 2 nights. They were going on a camping trip. Their owner takes them on, this was news to me, I didn't know this, but apparently she likes to go on like camping trips, and I know I've heard people do this thing, but I never did it. My horse is not, she couldn't handle that. But she took her horses on a camping trip for 2 nights, so my horse would be all alone in the field. If you know anything about horses, they are herd animals, so they do not like to be alone. Some horses are okay with it, but my horse has never really been alone before. She's always had at least one other animal with her, whether it be a horse, donkey, mule, whatever. She's always had some other creature living with her in the field, especially overnight. She's been alone for a day, like during the daytime, because when she was a show horse, when we did shows, like her pasture mates would go out to shows, or she would go out to shows and she'd be alone. That was fine. But overnight, she never had to be in the field alone, or in a stall alone. She's always had some other animal around her, visible to her. Where she's at now, it's only her and then the 2 horses that the other girl owns. And there's no other horse visible from my horse's field. There are horses across the road, but they're like behind a hill, so you can't see them. You can hear them occasionally. But, so she was taking her horses, and I was like, well, okay. So she had a friend who quickly became my friend, who has a donkey. And I ended up borrowing that donkey for those 2 nights, and it was great. She loved it. Everything was fine. I got her on Thursday morning, and then I took her back on Saturday morning. So it was great. She didn't have to be alone for too long. She was alone most of Saturday, because I took the donkey back probably like 11-ish in the morning, and then the other 2 didn't get back until probably like 6 or 7 at night. So she was alone a good chunk of the day, but like I said, she's okay with being alone during the day. She's just never done an overnight by herself. So with that being said, this is something that my field mate, the girl who keeps her horses with mine, this is something that she is going to be doing regularly. So she's told me, and so we're looking into adopting like a donkey or a mule or some creature that's not a full-sized horse. I don't want another horse. Not really. I have had people tell me, oh, like, I have a retired horse that, I'm trying to, move on. And I'm like, I don't want another horse. I just don't. Horses can be a lot harder. I know donkeys can also be difficult. I know animals in general can be difficult, but horses can tend to be, depending on the horse, can tend to be harder keepers. Like, my horse is a hard keeper. I have to feed her every day. She needs to be blanketed in the winter. It's a lot more work, in my opinion. And donkeys / mules, they're a little bit easier. The tendency for them is that they can get too fat, though. So it's kind of a balance. But we're looking at getting some sort of mate for my horse. Companion animal, essentially. So that's the story. That's where we're at. We're looking for a companion just because I don't want my horse to be alone overnight, ever. So, so we're looking for a companion that I would fully adopt. It would be mine. And if I ever moved my horse, the companion animal would come with us. So we'll see. We're in the early stages right now, but the reason I didn't make that video last week was because I knew I was going to be moving this donkey Thursday, so I had a lot to do on Wednesday to get myself ready, so I just didn't have time to make a video. But right now, I have an application in with a rescue, so we'll see what happens with that. And we'll go from there. So more to come, more information will be forthcoming, and probably videos depending on if we end up getting said donkey or mule or mini, whatever it ends up being. I'll let you know. So now that I've rambled on for an extra 5-ish minutes, I will say goodbye. I hope that everybody has had a great 2 weeks. I should be back next week, barring I don't have more trailer situations needing to be happening. But I'll keep you posted. Check the community tab if I have ever not posted and you're expecting it. It's probably in my community tab, whatever's going on. So more to come on that. But I will talk to you guys hopefully next week, barring everything goes well. And yeah, I will talk to you guys then. So have a good week. Bye, guys.